well, the basic rule is you don't want to sort of go past about that angle. I don't want to have my hand at a 90-degree angle when I'm hitting, because anything more than that and I'll hurt my wrist. So you want to keep that kind of an angle when you're striking. So of course if I'm going to strike him in the face, my fingers are going to be up. But if I strike him in the stomach like that, it's going to bend back too far. So depending on where you're hitting on the bag, if the person is holding the bag is taller or lower or whatever, just make sure you turn the wrist. So if I'm going to slam him down here, under the rib here, my fingers are going to be over here, because obviously that, and I'm going to keep the wrist. So that's the basic principle. So just find, depending on where you're striking on the bag for your own height, find the position that doesn't kink your wrist, so that it's going in at that kind of an angle, so you're not at that 90-degree angle when you're coming in. Now this strike is the complete opposite of what we've just done. It's a recoiled shot. The shot we've been doing, the principle behind that is that obviously it's coming from the sort of closed side of the body like that. So this hand's to come. So I don't want to go, I could do that if I had to make a deal with him and then him again or something, but generally if I'm dealing with one person, if I'm going to hit him, my next shot's going to be this hand, so I'm just going to follow it through and then hit with that hand. But if I'm coming in with this hand, my next hand's going to be this side, so I want it to spring load back in so that I can come back here, as opposed to pushing and following through, because now I've got to think, oh, okay, I've got to come back this way. So we're going to come in here now. Now this shot is slightly outside the centre line when we're coming into the shot. So this one, it's like the wrist was in the centre when you make, you're not like that, for instance, you're really turning into the shot like that. Whereas the second shot will end up here, like this. Naturally, obviously, if that one's there, I would have to not use my body. So from there, I'm going to continue my body turning and just there like that. The only thing the hand really does now, upon contact, is simply flexes back a little bit, like that. So again, I'm not making any special shape, I'm simply stretching the fingers open, just upon contact. It's the same as when we use fists, we don't hold the fist and hit the bag, we hold the open hand, and we hit the bag there, and the fist is only there upon contact, and then it's loose again. When we're using the open palm, it's the same kind of principle, only you don't have to make any shape, so it's just and then back to loose again. So it's a loose yin palm, yin and yang in the hand. That's a yin palm if it's relaxed, and that's obviously a yang palm when it's flexed out. So we keep it nice and relaxed when we first start off, and it progressively